All right, so seems like it's very hard to create an ElastiCache. So let's try to set up again using the AWS console. Okay, use east1 ElastiCache. Create a subnet group. Okay, create a subnet group. What's this default subnet group? So this is our default subnet group. But we can create a new subnet group. All right, so let's create a new subnet group. FDX subnet group. Okay, and then this is the only VPC that we have. And okay, so let's create this subnet group. And then after that, we're gonna create the cluster. So how do we create the cluster? Redis clusters. Clusters. How do we create the cluster? We have Redis caches here. We don't have Redis cluster, so maybe this one here. Design your own. Choose a cluster. Okay, cluster cache, cluster mode. Choose a cluster creation method. Configure and create a new cluster. Okay. Design your own. Easy create cluster cache. Okay, cluster info. So FDX ElastiCache cluster. Yeah, multi-enable, multi-AZ. This Redis cluster will have single shard cluster mode enables replication. Okay. With one primary node and up to 5 read replicas. So this is the port for 7. We don't want the large one, we want the micro, small. T2 micro. T3 micro. Okay, T3 micro. Okay, and then T3 small. In the example, he just used T3 small. Okay, so let's just use T3 small. Cache T3 small. Subnet group. Yeah, we'll select this FDX subnet group. And then, yeah, it may take a few minutes for the cluster to be created. When the cluster status shows available, it's ready for use. Encryption. Encryption in transit, no. Encryption, no. Security group. Um, Selected security group. I will just use the default security group. Alright, save rules. What's the save rule? Okay, I think that's it. Show logs. Okay, so let's click next. Preview. Great. Alright, so it's now creating. We've been trying to create using the serverless mode, but yeah, we don't have success on that one. So let's just try this cluster mode instead. Rainstorm took me away from the norm. Alright, so it's still creating. Yeah, hopefully this now will work because it's been days already since I've been trying to implement ElastiCache. Uh, the local host is already running, using this, but yeah, we're having issues with ElastiCache. We can't connect to our ElastiCache. So let's hopefully this one here will succeed. Let's just wait for it to be available. All right, so while waiting for it to complete, let's try to read. There's a haze over my TV, changes everything I see. Okay, let's try to read. What is the cost of running ElastiCache Redis? Okay, the cost of running Amazon ElastiCache Redis depends on various factors such as the instance type, region, and whether you opt for on-demand or reserved capacity. I'm not sure if we opt for on-demand or reserved capacity, but I think we are on-demand. Okay, here are some examples based on the provided sources. Example number one, new application. Average data set size 10 gigabyte. Average request rate 5,000 requests per second. Data storage $1.25 per hour. E CPU charges $0.61 per hour. Total is $1.86 per hour. Example number 6, terabyte scale cache with data tiering. On demand, data size is 1 terabyte, node size, blah blah blah. On demand, node charges $12.48 per hour, or running fully in memory, $26.27 per hour. On demand, small scale web app. Yeah, so this is the one that we selected. This is for US East 1, operating 24/7, approximately 16.79 per hour. Okay, this is very expensive. These costs are subject to change and may vary based on the specific configuration and usage patterns. Always refer to the latest pricing information from the official AWS ElastiCache pricing page, or use the AWS. How about if use this one? Can you compute this one for Singapore region? There's a haze above my TV. It changes everything I see. To calculate the cost of running an ElastiCache Redis cluster for a small-scale web app in the Singapore region, you would typically consider the following components: instance type, yeah, to estimate the cost, you would go to the AWS pricing. And it might be corrected. I wanna live a life from a new perspective. Come along because I love your face. And I'm Mario expensive taste, but who cares if I intervention? I wanna live a life from a new perspective. Catch me out and getting out of here. A guide to ElastiCache cost. Okay, this is December 16, 2022. ElastiCache pricing explained, a guide to ElastiCache cost. And is Amazon ElastiCache costly, or does it seem that way because Amazon ElastiCache pricing can be confusing? Let's find out. Table of contents. You need a robust platform to speed up your read and write operations per second if you provide services such as live streaming, social media, networking, and analytics. By storing frequently accessed objects in faster memory, RAM, or in-memory data stores instead of slower disk-based storage, Caching reduces latency. Okay, so Amazon ElastiCache is a managed in-memory data store and caching service in one. It helps you configure, coordinate, and optimize caching processes for distributed workloads using either Memcache or Redis caching engines. ElastiCache doesn't just speed up your operations, it also saves you the time and money involved in setting up and optimizing your own caching system from scratch. What? Doesn't just speed up your operation, it also saves you the time and money involved. Mm. Baby, come here. Thank you. Baby, tumbler. Thank you. Wait, water, eh? No water. No water. Put water. Is ElastiCache pricing worth it? And how much does ElastiCache cost really? All right. Oh, so it's not available. All right. So let's read that later. Let's go here. Oh, we now have a primary endpoint, and let's use that primary endpoint here. First, let us do an ns lookup. ns lookup this baby girl. Right, so it seems like it's not working. He said that he read from Cache Master. If I refresh this and where's the log here? So he's reading from cache, and if I write something here, so it's posting and it validates the cache. So when we go back here and then it loads, so when we refresh this should have a I read from DB. See, I read from DB, and if we refresh, then the log should be I read from cache. Yeah, here I read this from cache. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. You just need to cut some of the things that we like unnecessary video clips. Um, Yeah, so the idea here, the solution here is um, uh, what what have we done? Um, yeah, so we follow this tutorial, this one here, from David Palman Technology, and then we don't have to test this cluster from our local. We have to upload our application to somewhere like Elastic Beanstalk or ECS so that it will be on the same VPC with our ElastiCache Redis, and that worked. All right, so cool. Thanks. Oh, it's been a long day trying to figure out this one. All right, thanks. Bye.